Regarding co-production, this year at MIPDoc, it was brought up a lot. The topic was discussed in many of the panels by many different people outside in the meeting rooms and things like that, and it really was hot and cold. Some people are still very much into doing co-productions because it's one way to gather enough funds in order to make a project happen. But as a producer, you have to be very careful. If you're servicing 2 or 3 different networks in different countries, they all have different expectations of what they want the program to be.
I think co-productions have always been a little bit complicated for Discovery International. You know, our main aim is to make shows that work everywhere. But we know that that isn't always going to be possible. So some of our regions will co-produce. You know, you might get a situation where Asia Pacific wants to make a show and nobody else is particularly interested, and so they will be co-producing with other people. But if we can, we'd like to make things international. I mean, historically that has meant we've made the bigger factual shows, and they've tended to travel more widely than some of the more female-skewing lifestyle shows. But my ambition actually is to try and make content for both male and female audiences, and indeed for family audiences that travels everywhere.
Regarding China at MIPDoc, it was a big topic, but one that most producers are completely clueless about. Even though there were representatives of Chinese broadcasters, Chinese production companies, we really don't know how to service the Chinese market. I
mean, at the moment the priority has been creating great content and then finding the platforms to meet the audience, rather than creating content specifically for particular platforms.
Well, I went to a panel at MIPDoc this year on the Millennials and how to reach them, and it's kind of disturbing what's going on with Millennials and the cutting of the cord. Tim Pastor from National Geographic Channel, in his keynote address, talked about how they've done studies that show that millennials, while they're watching TV, 50% of the time they're using some other electronic device. And so they're watching television, but yet they're doing something on their laptop, they're looking at their phone, they're looking at their iPad, and the fear is that they're going to slowly start drifting away from television and go to a different platform. One of the other panels that I found fascinating was about digital platforms and where it's going, and those two ideas meet in that millennials are going after platform, content needs to be delivered to that platform. How do we deliver content that will service that platform?